Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will be exploring the life of Laura and her husband, Aaron LeBoutillier, from Garden Answer. To be more specific, we'll be looking at her biography, lifestyle, and net worth. Let's jump right into it. What is Garden Answer about? The Garden Answer channel was founded by Laura and her husband, Aaron LeBoutillier, an Oregon couple who have always had interests in gardening. Together, they take up gardening activities and agricultural projects as a way of spending time together and pursuing their gardening interests. Their brand, Garden Answer, is now a franchise, a Facebook page, and an active channel that is popularly known for producing informative videos that build a community around gardening and around the necessary products that any gardener would need to buy for successful gardening. Laura and her husband Aaron both enjoy filming and gardening together. They started filming gardening tutorials in 2014 as a hobby. After a year and a half of filming, they were able to make vlogging a full-time job. Currently, they have a contract to produce gardening videos for Proven Winners, a leading gardening supply store that supplies plants for several wholesale growers. Laura is the on-camera talent who explains how to perform garden magic in different videos, while Aaron works behind the camera. How did Aaron and Laura LeBoutillier meet? There isn't much information about how Laura and Aaron LeBoutillier met. However, we know that they got married in 2012 and have been inseparable ever since. They love spending time together, and they share the same interests. They have fully settled into their marriage life and are building a wonderful family together. Aaron LeBoutillier, early years and personal life. Before taking up a full-time gardening career, Aaron LeBoutillier was working at a local cable company. He's always had significant interests in the technology and consumer electronics industry ever since he was young. He also had interests in mobile devices, audio and video content, and loved everything to do with cameras. Additionally, he's a huge YouTube video watcher. He watches a lot of YouTube videos and tries to spot people who are doing interesting things that are fun to watch. In the process, he picks up a few things and tries to see how he can incorporate them into his video and audio-related skills. Laura LeBoutillier, early years and personal life. Laura LeBoutillier has been a gardener ever since she was young and is now an internet sensation. She spent almost all her life in the garden, and she grew up working in her family's garden center and seed business, Andrew's Seed, in Ontario. Her father, Mike Kurth, started working at Andrew's Seed when he was only 15 years old, and the previous owner of the company took him under his wing. Her father looked for all possible ways to work up the ranks, and eventually, he was able to buy the company and make it a family business. Her mother, on the other hand, started working at their family business when all her children were fully enrolled in school. In the process, her mother, Susan, and father expanded the Andrews Seed Company in 1990 and opened the Garden Center as their passion project. When Laura was in high school, the company was fully established, and she loved working at the Garden Center. However, she had to move to England and study nursing during her college years. She didn't really imagine that she would go back to work on her parents' garden center. Neither did she think that she would wish to return home to the high desert. Aside from gardening, Laura has interests in other hobbies, like playing music and knitting in the winter. During the winter, she spends almost all her free time knitting cute scarves, sweaters, and shirts for fun. When it comes to music, she plays the piano almost every other day. She's been playing the piano ever since she was 4 years old and was trained classically for about 17 years. Believe it or not, her go-to composer is Brahms, and that hasn't changed ever since she was young. Laura and Aaron's gardening and YouTube career. Aaron LeBoutillier and his wife Laura are the masterminds behind the Garden Answer channel. With Aaron behind the camera and Lauren in front of it, they produce meaningful, how-to videos for home gardeners and other growers from their home garden in Ontario. About a year after they started their channel, in 2014, they became so popular that so many partners and sponsors wanted to work with them. At first, they started their channel as a hobby and didn't really expect 500,000 people from all across the country to follow them online. As their channel picked up, they realized that they needed to make more videos, and more often, to keep their audience entertained. Also, they had to make videos for every question their viewers had. In the process, it became very difficult to balance their 9-to-5 jobs with their YouTube career. However, when they realized that the YouTube platform was very lucrative, they quit their day jobs and decided to make videos full-time. Now they primarily focus on producing videos nearly every day. When starting their channel, they realized that there are very many gardening how-to videos online, so they had to find a way to make theirs unique. So, Laura found a way to combine the technical know-how of gardening with aesthetics, and this has certainly made her stand out from the rest of the crowd. For her, it's all about inspiration. Everything else, including education, comes next. Considering the fact that she grew up surrounded by plants, she's been able to seamlessly blend into the gardening niche. When you walk into Laura and Aaron's garden in Ontario, it's very difficult for you to notice that they are in a high desert environment. The couple has planted a very beautiful vegetative area, comprised of bushes of hot pink climbing roses, birch trees with purple fountain grass, and hedges of hydrangeas. Towards the sides of their home, there are several spots with white blooms that make their garden even more aesthetic. When doing all that, they didn't expect to make money from it. Most of their viewers love how Laura takes time to spruce up her garden and maintain it to ensure that it remains as calm and beautiful as possible. Additionally, Laura puts in as much effort as possible to show her viewers her various projects and gardening successes. Also, she tries to show any failures she's encountered along the way, such as a few trees filled with dry branches and tired-looking plants in her garden. This makes her videos more relatable because she isn't afraid to mess up and show it to the world. Also, her recovery efforts are a great learning curve for her viewers. The consistent dedication from their viewers and fans has actively attracted several sponsors to their channel. Some of their sponsors are Proven Winners, the plant brand, and Espoma, the potting soil and organic fertilizer brand. Aside from running a successful YouTube channel, the LeBoutilliers have a lucrative merchandise line. Their merchandise line features simple t-shirts and hoodies with the words Garden Answer printed on them. At first, they weren't sure whether they'd be able to sell their items. However, they have been able to sell a couple thousand of their items and are hoping to sell more as the years go by. They've also been able to actively engage with their followers and have even participated in some of their events. This has made their gardening and YouTube career more rewarding and fulfilling. There was a volunteer event held in Utah by some of Garden Answer's followers, and the event brought about 67 people from Canada and other parts of the country to Ontario. During this event, Laura and Aaron spent the day planting a garden with their fans. They also set up a playground at Project Dove, the shelter and organization for different survivors of domestic violence in Ontario. The event was so rewarding for them, and it was quite surprising for them how they were able to sell all the tickets for the event within 3 minutes. Currently, they're trying out new things. They're trying to translate their videos to Spanish and create more videos for their fans. Planting regrets. As we mentioned earlier, gardening hasn't always been rosy for the couple. There was a time where Laura planted the Lamus arenarius, what we call the blue dune limegrass, in her garden. This perennial grass was literally a garden thug and spread like wildfire and tried to take up the whole yard. Unfortunately, it took her 3 good years to eradicate it completely. While it was so difficult to deal with, Laura often talks about how beautiful the grass was because of its strong structure and icy blue color. That's probably what she wanted, but didn't want to tamper with her own lawn. Now she's more careful when choosing the best kind of grass for her lawn. Garden Answer's net worth. By turning their gardening hobby into a business, they've been able to make a huge chunk of cash, but all the income they've earned as a result of their dedication, hard work, and consistency. It may have taken a whole year before making money, but when the income started coming in, it was the most rewarding experience. Currently, their Garden Answer page on Facebook has over 88 million views. On the YouTube side, they've been able to rack up over 6 million views and have millions of subscribers. At the moment, they have an estimated net worth of $878,000.